Good afternoon again. Yes, this is Spirit Journey. And it is, what's that, May 12th, 2017. And it's afternoon. Okay. This video is a continuation about the video that I just posted up a moment ago regarding the Earth and this, Adam and Eve and the prison planet. Okay, stop that. I have my little doggy here. Let me just get her. Come on, come. See that? See her? Oh, I'm sorry. She just wants to be in the picture, and I want her to calm down. See, they're waiting for breakfast. That's what the problem is. Okay, this video is going to be extremely controversial, but I want to put it out there. But I have to preface this video that this video is not a hate video. It is not an anti-Semitic video. I do not believe that the Jewish people should be eradicated or harmed in any way. Just like any racial group, religious group, that no one should be targeted or harmed or exterminated in any form. But I want to give this video because it is about my own evolution spiritually in understanding what's going on in this world system. Okay, so I'm putting that out there first because I don't want anyone to misunderstand the intent behind this video. But it's just something that I'm noticing with the Bible and everything. As I mentioned in the video just before this one about this being a prison planet, yes, I'm starting to believe that that is what this place is, based on things in the Bible with Genesis and Adam and Eve being made in one place and then being kicked out to another. And we were kicked out of the same place. We were kicked out of and entered into the same place that Satan was. Well, Satan, I'm sure he wasn't banished into some nice place. He's banished right here on planet Earth. But that's not really what this video is going to be about. This video is about the people of the Bible, the Hebrews, the ancient Hebrews of the Bible, and how that the Elohim, and in English they call it Lord, all capitals, Lord, that these people called the Hebrews were given a contract. And this contract said, hey, you follow me, you follow these laws, you follow these dietary rules, and we're going to prosper you. And then you had the Old Testament, because now you have strife at the time of the Roman era, and that the Jews of that day, now fast forward, I'm sorry, after the Genesis and then in time of the New Testament, you have a group that came out of the ancient Hebrews, and now a branch of that group are called Jews. Now, under the Jewish people of the times of the Roman Empire, that there was strife. And sometime at the man Jesus, who is a Jewish man, that he started like a revolution. He wanted the people to evolve spiritually. And then, according to the story, he gets killed, and then he gets reincarnated. He comes back to life, and he promised his followers. And then, that I believe is just a story, because there was fighting. And so how do you keep prisoners calm? By promising them freedom. But the freedom will be after they die, most likely. and we're still waiting. But still, that's not what this video is about. Now, in modern day world, you still have people who are called Jews. And I live in the United States. And I noticed when I was growing up, the people who did well scholastically, and the people who were in charge of the institutions, school institutions, the Board of Ed, the who is in control of the banking system. Many of these people are what we call today Jews, but the Ashkenazi Jews, Jews from Europe, not Jews from the Middle East like Palestine, Egypt, Morocco, Iran, and Iraq. No, but people of Eastern European ancestry. And it's just something that I notice. Even the people who own properties in New York City, many of them also are of this group. So what am I getting at? Well, you have a people in the Old Testament who's given a promise. And that promise still may be in effect. Those who follow are those who are still under that covenant agreement. Those who fell away, it doesn't apply to them. But you have many of them who follow tradition still. And I just find it interesting that it is a control. And it's a global control. And I asked myself, why? How is this happening? Well, if this Elohim or / Anunnaki, you have a system. And this Elohim is going to watch over the people who are in agreement, just like any organization, outside of spirituality. You have an organization. Hey, like gangs. If you follow the rules, we'll put you in this position, that position. You'll get this job over somebody else. Let's say people who are, Masons, or you're a fraternity person or sorority person. You get picked over someone else. But even more, certain abilities. Many of them are doctors and lawyers. They excel at virtually everything they put their hands on. They don't necessarily have to start something or create something, but that they come after, in some instances, and they flourish in that. Let's say even music. You have African Americans, blacks, and West Indians, and we have this music, but we don't control the music. We may have created certain styles of music like jazz and rap, and samba of Brazil, but we don't control it. But who does? So you have a God called the Elohim who is watching over people of that covenant agreement. And that Elohim, in my understanding, with what I'm learning about, are beings from other planets. And they have the science and the technology to watch and see what's going on in the world. Why is the Middle East such a contention? Why? It's a small country. It's now, almost 70 years of age? But it has the world attention. Why? There are beings out there that are in control, and you may not see them. You may not be able to spot them out. And you have people who could assimilate in other groups. They could look like me, They could look like you. They could look like any race of people. But they are still of the agreement, this covenant agreement in the Bible. Those who follow that agreement and live by it, they get selected and put in position. Oh, I remember what else I was going to say with the scientists. You had a scientist, and I believe the person was also of the Jewish faith, and they did a study about this Y chromosome in the Jewish population, the J gene, I think he calls it, the Cohen gene, and that this gene, according to him, I'm not just saying it, but I'm just going by what these authorities say, that this particular gene gives them certain abilities, the brilliance, smart, makes you smarter, that you don't have to work as hard scholastically to achieve anything I got in life. I'm one of those types. It takes me long to do anything, to read, to study, everything. But this particular population, according to this scientist, this Jewish scientist, made mention about this gene. But also this gene has this other side, that it could cause genetic malfunction in certain areas. They get prone to certain diseases. So if you get this gene, you're usually brilliant, but there's genetic defects you could have. It's associated with it, like Tay-Sachs, I think it's called. Really something. So what you see is not always what you get. That there are people who have certain things because of what they are, not because they worked hard. Yes, some of them worked incredibly hard. And again, this video is not about hatred. It's about history and what is happening in the world today. Enjoy who you are. Whatever what race, religion you are, enjoy. But just know your history and know what's going on. They're decent people of all faiths and groups. And may God bless each one of those people. No harm should be done to anyone. But just be aware why certain people do better than others. And it's not because they're just nice people. It's because of what they are and the covenant agreement that is in place. And genetics could be followed and tracked. Don't you notice also these commercials, even on YouTube, to take these DNA tests to find out what you are? They even have this new one, this black guy. He says, oh, I don't know what to put down racially. Everybody knows what he's to put down. It didn't matter whether blacks are mixed race in the Americas. It didn't matter. You were still someone that was stolen from Africa. And yes, you could have had a white father back then in slavery days, but it didn't matter. Your status is always who your mother is and still is. So that is just food for thought. Share this video with friends, family members. You could subscribe to Spirit Journey and to give me the thumbs up. So peace, love to all who watch this video. Be nice now. Bye-bye.